All right. Another week, another Centre Circle podcast. Joined by the boys today, Keaton, Adrian. How's it going?
Going well, man. Can't complain. Going well.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Isaac is not here. Shouts out to the birthday boy though. Whatever you're doing, hope you're enjoying. It's the dreaded international weekend, so we haven't got any Premiership drama to talk about. We haven't got any of Arteta's boring tactics to talk about. But nevertheless, few people have been making some headlines. So we'll touch on the international games. A couple of noteworthy bits and bobs there. Of course, England had another game that the press have not been too kind about, but they won. Mbappe, at the young age of 26, has equaled Henry's goal-scoring record. Scored 50 goals for France. Germany took a bit of a loss to Slovakia, which I can imagine the German press are not too okay with, and the fans. And there's been a lot of talk about Argentina's 3-0 to Venezuela possibly being Messi's last home international game. And he sent out a rather cryptic social media post after. And then we'll touch on Michael Owen's podcast in the week with Rio Ferdinand. He made some comments which I think are refreshingly honest. But Michael Owen has never shied away from having his own view. Yeah. And he's one of the few that had the numbers and the career to back it up. Lots of people waffling out there, but they didn't have the same vim when they were on the pitch. I won't name names. Maybe one day I will, but yeah, we'll see. And then lastly, Mr. Webb has been making more apologies this week. And one of the questions we're going to ask is, how many apologies is he going to make before he actually does something about the standards of his referees? We'll see. But anyway, first things first, England 2, Andorra 0. This game was played at Villa Park, the tour. Usual, the UK tour. Keith, I know you watched this game. In fact, when it comes to England now, I'm just going to ask you, were you there? Did you go?
No, I wouldn't have gone if it was at Wembley, but Coldplay took precedence over the national team at the weekend, so it was at Villa Park. But yeah, if it was at Wembley, I would.
Wait. Do you reckon that they moved that game because of Coldplay?
Yeah, Coldplay had the date first, that's why.
They Coldplay over that fixture still.
As some would say, the game's gone.
Yeah, that's very true. It's meant to be a good concert though. So.
Yeah, it's meant to slap, to be fair.
Yeah, so I want to preface in saying that a lot of people in the media and England fans were like, this should be a walkover.
Have we learnt nothing?
And this is,
over the years.
And this is my point. And it's not even a case of just kind of England being like higher ranked than Andorra. This goes back to like a wider football issue where in terms of some of the smaller nations are closing the gap on the bigger nations. So 10 or 15 years ago, you would beat Andorra. So like I was looking up like Capello's England team beat Andorra 6-0. But Andorra haven't lost a game by more than 2 or 3 goals in the last kind of 2 years. So expecting England to go out and win 5-0, like you're either not in tune or you're just kind of looking at the rankings and being like, oh, we should walk them over.
Yeah, but that's you taking an up-to-date view. That's the problem though, right? People are still living in the past.
But I think the other issue is the type of performance as well. So even though you're expecting a slapping, you don't get the slapping. It's how you perform, right? And it wasn't anything to write home about, was it?
I don't know, but again, it's like, because it's England and it's Andorra in quotations, everyone expects it to be like free-flowing, etc. Where if this was a club match, would you have the same expectations to go out and roll over a team?
Yes.
In the bottom half of the Premier League, like you wouldn't. You get the 2-0 win and be like, it was a tough fought win. On to the next game.
So I take your logic, but the challenge is because that has changed. Well, you're right and in my opinion, you're right and wrong at the same time, because that opinion has changed. Because we used to say that in the Prem. You used to be like, oh, you're at home to this team. You have to be in the likes of this and that. Now, last few years, everyone's like, listen, there's no easy game in the Prem. Everyone's playing a certain type of football now, blah, blah, blah. So the overall standard has gone up. I guess the point you're making, the way I make you right, is people are not acknowledging the movement in standard from internationally. Andorra. They're just seeing Andorra, who are they? I don't know any of their players. We're England, go there, steam them over.
Yeah.
But again, I don't agree. And even if Andorra are not whatever ranked nation, the other part people don't mention is England didn't have some of their starters, right? There was no Saka, there was no Palmer, no Bellingham. And no matter how good everyone thinks this England team is compared to previous England teams, any team that is missing 3 or 4 of their best players are going to see an issue in performance. Unless you're, I don't know, 2002 Brazil team or something, right? So that's another element that you don't see spoken of because there's just this. I don't know where it comes from because it's not like the team's won anything.
Because I was looking at the team and I was like, if they had the full fit squad, everyone would have been saying, why don't you give Noni a run? Why don't you give Anderson a run? So actually, these players.
What time are you gonna bring Eze on?
Yeah. So these guys had the platform to play, and unfortunately weren't free flowing. But then I also was looking at it from the other side. I think they worked out Tuchel only gets 40 days with him in total in terms of training camp, preparing for the World Cup, etc. So expecting something magical to come from that. So you basically, as a manager, you just got to put them out on vibes. Just, this is the team, go out and do your thing.
And he even said that, because he was asked, would you experiment? And he said, not really, because I don't have them long enough to experiment. I'm going to put out my strongest team. And I thought the performance was okay for what you got in terms of the players that were out on the pitch. So like take Elliot Anderson, for example. He was given his debut, got man of the match, and for playing how he did against Andorra, that's what you want. You want someone to come in on their debut and do all the simple things at a high level and execute it well. He was like getting in the tackles, he was passing the ball well, he was giving instructions, and that's what you want from players in these kind of games. I think Madueke had a really good game in terms of being direct and being an outlet for the team. I expected a little bit more from Eze, but from Andorra's point, and it goes back to kind of what your expectations are when you play these games, you've also got to take into consideration the level of coaching across the world has got better as well. Yeah. So 20 years ago, the Andorra coach might just be go out and play, don't know. But now they're getting coaches who can organise a team more, and they came out to spoil a little bit. And that's what they did. So
you played to your strengths.
Yeah. And technology gives you that chance, right? So you got more video footage, you got more data, you got access to all of those things.
Like, Eze, like you say he didn't play well. I think he lacked a bit of execution. But as the 10, from what I saw, I didn't watch the game, but I saw highlights.
He was linking up.
Yeah, he got into space.
He was in the right places to score. Yeah, exactly. He had 3 opportunities, and at that level, if you're going to be the player we think you are, you should probably take one of those. But he was in the right places. He was doing the right things. I would need to watch the game in full to see what type of 10 role he was playing, right? But I would say that he was trying to affect the game. His just execution was lacking a bit. Of course, I saw all the Anderson piece, but I think the point you made about caps is important. So again, experience-wise, going to countries like Andorra, who are lower ranked but can be well organised, etc. There is a level of experience that is needed to deal with those situations. Don't come unstuck, etc. And I'm looking around the team, and okay, you got Kane, you got Rice, Pickford, Reece James, maybe.
I don't think he's got that many. If he's touching 30 caps, I'll be very surprised with Reece James.
Right. So then when you look at the starting lineup, how much actual experience is there? So I think there's got to be a little bit of legislation for that as well. And also, I mean, Adrian, when people, I saw the word turgid, I saw rigid, all these words. What do you think people are actually looking for? So you said, it's not just about going there and scoring 5 or 6. Okay, but what are these people that are constantly beating out England performances? What do they actually want?
I think when the manager first came in, he made reference to playing to England's strength, which is pace, intensity, etc. And I think that's what's missing. And yesterday when I watched it, I was like, there's not enough pace. You're not zipping it fast enough for me. There's not enough interchanging. And I think that was the biggest issue. So when I say for me, the scoreline 2-0, 5-0, is not the biggest thing. It's about the performance. So you think of when England beat Germany 5-1, right? years ago, but that performance had pace, interchanging, take-ons, etc. That was a very good performance.
Hold on. How many years ago?
That was years ago, but this is what I'm saying. But that's
2001.
but what I'm saying,
24. Are you referencing again from 24
what I'm
years
talking
ago?
about, that's England's strength, right? Pace and intensity.
Can I interject there? You say that when aside from that game, when have England played like?
Hey, I thought you were going to say aside from that team. You said aside from that one game.
Euros 96.
Wow,
Are we lying? Am I lying?
There wasn't really pace. I think it was more technical then.
It was 29 years ago, though.
Like you had,
But what I'm
you had
saying, that's-
Anderson and no, not Anderson. Darren.
Definitely
Darren Anderton.
Darren Anderson, and who was the other guy? Who was on the left?
So
No, my man. Was it my man them time?
Might have been McManaman. But yeah, I don't think we weren't like we've never been like this pacey,
I
exciting
hear what
team.
you're saying, but that is what the manager came out and said when he first came up. He goes, "We're going to play to England's strength, which is pace and intensity." Yes or no?
I think you got to challenge that.
Did he not say that?
If he did say that, I
said
missed it,
that.
and I would say that's never been England's.
It was McManaman. Anderton on one side, McManaman on the other.
Yeah, and they were quite pacey. Like that's
So,
right.
but that's what he spoke about, right? That's England's strength. But that's what we're going to bring to the tournaments, and that's what England wants to see. That's what England's always been crying out to see. The fans have. Whether it's right or wrong, but that's the whole ethos of the Premier League. That's what everyone loves about the Prem.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I think, I don't know. The reason why I asked that question is I'm not actually sure if people know what they want to see. And I reckon you made a good point about, they won and they didn't beat them up 6 or 7-0, but people want to see a certain type of performance. But I honestly feel like from watching the England team over the years, this is a team that's got to 2 consecutive major finals, semi-final before that. I want to say quarters before that. And no one was happy.
Yeah.
So I honestly just think until the team
They
lifts
lift
the
the
trophy,
trophy.
and even then,
They won't be happy.
there will still be, and I'm not saying winning automatically means you've played well. I just think the balance of analysis and the lens by which England is watched through is just unrealistically negative.
It's a bit like the whole West Ham Moyes thing, isn't it? In terms of
No.
no, I think it is. Where in terms of they were crying out for this brand of football that was seen under, say, Harry Redknapp. They liked it, so they want that all the time.
Yeah.
But that's not who you are, innit? You got to play to what gets you over the line. And I think with England are always going to qualify for the World Cup. They're always going to qualify for the Euros, bar 2008. And these qualifiers don't really tell you much.
Yeah.
It's not that they mean it because they get you there, but beating
they're not
Andorra
defining.
2-0 is not going to help you in a semi-final against Brazil. Yeah.
It's not indicative of anything.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I think once you get to the tournament, and I know in the last tournament the style was a bit laboured, etc. For me, I was like, I don't care because we won the matches, got to the final, regardless.
The only thing I would say to that though is people see it as a bit of a, what's your floor? So, like, what's your bare minimum? What's your baseline? So, if you're going to the lower ranked countries and you're going there and you're sweeping the game, like you're playing them off the park, people will then fairly logically say, okay, this is the baseline then. So even if then you do play a Brazil, well, not even Brazil anymore, a France, a Spain, and then it's a rigid, boring 2-0 win, I get that because you're playing Spain. People's immediate thing is if you're only doing this against Andorra,
Then what?
when you get to Spain, what the hell is going to happen?
Yeah.
But
Which,
remember-
which is not how football works. It's not linear like
I
that.
know. But I say, going back to 20, 25 years ago, when we were playing these minnows, San Marino, beating them 9-1, and then going to the World Cup, and then going out in the last 16. So what do you want to do? Do you want to smash these men in qualifiers and then go out in the last 16? Or grind through, not grind through, but just kind of put in professional performances and then get to the semi-finals, the finals. I know what I'd prefer.
No, I'm with you.
And I think that's where, holistically, everyone's got to kind of take a step back and be like,
Be objective.
are we putting too much on the performances of the qualifiers when really and truly it's how we do in the tournament.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of a, I don't want to say disconnect, but there's definitely there's a couple of things that the wider kind of fan and the kind of discourse around the game, I don't think talk about enough. One, the game changes, right? So, that Euro 96 football, you play that today, you're finished. You're getting shredded, yeah? That game isn't necessarily here anymore. So are you judging your team in light of that? Well, most fans don't care, to your point. So I think that is something that isn't talked about enough. Yeah. And then secondly, and I think we'll come back onto it later with the comments Michael Owen made. Again, when you have a team of players who maybe are not playing for the biggest teams in the biggest moments every week, right? And again, if I go back to that starting lineup, how many of these guys are, well, now they will be, but starting in the team, playing in Champions League regularly, etc. Not that many for a top team, right? And I'm not saying that's a be all and end all. Spain have showed that with the kids, etc. But there is a standard there. Yeah. And there's also a point to that as well. And we can see that in the people that are starters for England. The Sakas, the Bellinghams, those people, right? So yeah, I think, look, England won, and I think it was last week we said on the pod, the real time to judge Tuchel and how this team's again is when you actually get to the World Cup. Yeah. But I guess inches have, word counts have to be accomplished, clicks have to be clicked, so stuff gets said. So yeah, anyway, moving on. France, Mr. Mbappe, he at the young age of 26, he has equaled Thierry Henry's record. He still has some way to go to match Olivier Giroud's 57 goals for France.
I thought you were going to say, I was like, how many has he got?
But yeah, that ties him with Henry's 51 goals. And to be honest, I think Mbappe breaks that record before he gets to the World Cup, possibly. Yeah. Right? What are we in now? September. There might be enough games, enough goals. His goal was part of France's 2-0 win on Friday. I mean, I kind of feel like the narrative around Mbappe has been a bit weird over the last couple of years, right? Because if you look at it and just kind of heard the sentiment around him and the noise, you wouldn't think this is a guy that scored 40-odd goals. Yeah. Comes last season. Yeah, hat-trick in the final, all that kind of stuff. But again, I think he set a certain trajectory that put him in the Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo kind of vibe. So anything that's below that standard is viewed as negative. I think the way he left PSG didn't help. I
think declining a call-up.
Yeah.
Maybe declined the call-up. So I think that's all had and then there's murmurings about attitude in the camp and stuff like that, whether that's true or not. But
but talent's undeniable, isn't it? And I think
it's crazy.
I think the cloud with Mbappe is he was kind of seen as the guy who could take PSG over the line for the Champions League. Yeah. And that never happened. And it kind of reported that he ran away from the grind a little bit in terms of why couldn't you help PSG get there? And it's like, oh, you've gone to Real Madrid to chase the golden goose.
Yeah, and I think without getting too deep into it, I think he hid behind a little bit the Neymar Messi thing, right? And I kind of allowed that narrative about them not defending and this and that he kind of allowed that to fester. Yeah. Whilst he was at PSG. Whereas actually, again, you watch a lot of stuff, he should have been putting up unbelievable numbers when he was playing with Neymar. Some of that chance creation and some of the chances he missed. But I still think it's harsh. I think he's had when you hear he's only 26, it brings a lot into perspective. He's done so much already.
Won the league with Monaco. Yeah.
it's crazy. So if you just take a bit of a step back and not get washed up in the hype, you can't. I don't see how you can have anything negative to say about the guy.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like he should be France's record goal scorer rather than someone like Giroud. I know it's a slight on Giroud.
Whoa. Let's respect Olivier Giroud.
No, I'm not this, but it's like it goes back to my point. I said
Scorpion kick goal, bruv.
I said in the group, like Memphis Depay became
the pie.
The pie became Netherlands' outright goal scorer today.
Yeah.
It's like, of all the past players that they had, it just feels wrong that he's. I know you're playing football, but it's like
wrong.
You see what I mean? This is like
no, I don't.
His levels, isn't it? I think like someone else said in the group, United tarnished his kind of.
No, but again, I think the game's changed, isn't it? Like.
I think it's a nostalgia thing. Like I hold my hands up. Like again, I think it's a nostalgia thing.
I think back in the day, if you were playing for the Dutch team or any national team that regularly, you would be at, a top European team. But the game's changed, and he's the best. Well, right now as well, is the talent pool deep enough to displace him? Clearly not. He's still scoring goals, based in Brazil, etc. So I just think the game's changed a bit. And I think that says more about his longevity. I mean, he's been playing for the national team for 12 years or something now. Crazy. So, fair play to him, man. I'm a big fan of his. I just feel like he's another one of those people.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think he's like an
it's too late
excellent
for
player.
that. No, it's too late for that.
I didn't discredit him as a player. I just say like...
Nostalgia, when you hear
a nation top goal scorer...
Okay, so who should it be then? Who should it be?
Van Persie, who he overtook, Kluivert.
I think he's auditioning for TalkSport.
Like Cruyff, like you think like one of them.
Especially in the days where those guys probably played one international game every 3 months.
Striker that played for Liverpool. What was his name again?
Don't count.
Nah, not happening.
Bulldozing.
Not happening. I mean, look, what are we saying about the Mbappe trajectory? I think it's still on the rise. He's inevitably going to win stuff with Real Madrid. He has to win a Champions League there, doesn't he? Because that's the league. That's the only trophy he hasn't got. Yeah. Champions League.
And like you'll never discredit his career if he doesn't.
These days they will.
But it will be a bit of a slight to see someone of his talent.
Miss out on the Champions League.
Is
it
a slight on R9? No one never says anything about R9 never winning the Champions League.
Well, they do a lot. Like that's the thing that people will turn.
No one else.
I'm about to say your bridge.
No one else.
I think they do, but
I think they mentioned it less because he's got 2 World Cups or whatever. But
you got to bear in mind, R9 was injured a lot, and Mbappe's not. He's playing consistently at a top team, innit? PSG for however many years. He's now gone to Real Madrid. You would expect him to get over the line.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the game is so wide now. There's potential. You have to park it, bro.
But
sometimes it's just chance, right? It's just it's like when you look at United's FA Cup record under Alex Ferguson. I think is it one? He's only got one FA Cup or something. It weren't many.
He sacked him. So
crazy. All right, Olivier, Kylian is coming for you. Next on, Germany losing to Slovakia away. Got a crazy stat here. That is Germany's first ever away World Cup qualifying loss. Ever.
Wow.
And Keith reliably informs me that Germany have only ever lost 4 World Cup qualifiers. Ever. Home or away.
Wow.
That's mad.
Yeah.
It's insane. But you go back to their history, innit?
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, not a great record for them. I think in the last 2 or 3 years, Germany have broken some unwanted records, actually.
Yeah, they haven't done too well. I think it was it might have been the World Cup where they got knocked out, even the group stage or the last 16. Yeah. Like their trajectory is going down.
They haven't got a big talent pool, have they? Like,
yeah, well, this is the thing. Like,
it goes in cycles, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Nagelman was saying that he's got a wide talent of players to pick from, but maybe he should deviate from picking the best to those who are going to
complement the system or
and just work hard on the pitch and do his.
Look at his lineup. It's pretty strong though. I mean, he's got Rudiger and Tah at centre back. Collins right back. I don't know who that is.
Dancing all over the place for the second goal, I think. I was like, oh.
Mitchell Slack left back. Kimmich is still up, centre mid. Gnabry, Goretzka, Wirtz, and Walter made up front. You know, it's not a shabby team.
It's a decent team.
Not a shabby team.
They should have got over the line. The worry is they're in a small qualifying group. There's only 4 teams.
I mean,
So-
the bench isn't the deepest, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and they're playing Northern Ireland at home tonight. So you would expect a win from them. But Northern Ireland had a good win.
You're doing what people were doing about England and Andorra.
Like you said, expect. I didn't say in terms.
Alright,
like you said,
I'm just checking.
expect.
I'm just checking.
But yeah, if they don't beat Northern Ireland tonight, then it gets very, very sticky for them.
Because they haven't done well in the last couple of Nations Leagues
No.
as well. Interesting. Nagelsmann, though, because he was meant to be the next wonder boy of management, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on. Argentina 3, Venezuela 0. Apparently, Messi's last game on home soil. Are we thinking he retires at the end of this Inter Miami season?
He's going to the World Cup, man.
definitely.
I don't know why he's playing possum.
Yeah,
and
but
the media entertainment.
No, but they said no. But he's not saying they're not saying he's going to retire from Argentina.
He's saying
That's the last game he's going to play for Argentina in Argentina because the World Cup's Mexico, all of that
No,
stuff.
but do you hear his comments about playing at the World Cup?
No, what did he say?
He was essentially like, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, because he said whatever may be,
Yeah,
etc.
I
Bruv,
was
he's
like,
going.
come on, yeah, you're going, man.
I reckon it's part of the whole Inter Miami schema.
Yeah.
It's all part of it. I reckon it's all very well. Listen, as long as he can hobble, yeah,
He's playing.
He'll be in the
he's
squad.
playing in that World Cup. He might all play 29 minutes a game. He's playing. He's 100% playing. And if there's any sniff of injury anywhere near that, Inter Miami's not seen him.
Oh no.
Or he's not going on any of those 9-hour flights to Colorado,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, them.
But we'll get into that point now, innit, soon. We'll get into that point soon where, well, I think Ronaldo's going to play till he's 52, but
Yeah, I think Messi will go before Ronaldo.
yeah. I don't know, man. I think I don't know. This must be how the olders felt about, I don't know, Maradona retiring, or it's going to be weird. As far as I can remember, Messi and Ronaldo have been kicking ball.
Because even though they're not at the forefront of your mind every week, you still check in it. So like,
yeah.
Messi done a madness in the MLS, couple dubs.
Exactly.
Ronaldo slapped in like a 30-yarder, like even for Portugal the other
Yeah.
day, he slapped one in. Like it'd be weird when you don't hear of them in a football capacity
At all.
Yeah.
anymore.
At all.
Like it would be
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to reveal my age, but I was probably 17, 18 when Messi turned up. Maybe even a bit older when Messi turned up on the scene. So yes, I watched a lot of football without him, but in my, for most of my football supporting life, they've been around.
Yeah.
They've been doing their thing. So it's gonna be strange, and the game is changing. We've still got some aliens around, but they're not in the same way. They're not Mavericks like that. And
No.
Neymar was probably the last one, and he's gonna go soon as well. So yeah, it looks like we're coming to the end of an era. We're those old men now
Yeah.
who are going to be
Okay,
lamented.
remember,
telling our
Yeah.
kids
you remember this player?
about, you should have seen X, Y, Z
But I was
in
saying-
his day.
His passing.
I was saying in the group earlier, that's what I'm going to be like about Riyad Mahrez. Everyone's going to be talking about Ryan Giggs and these men. I'm going to be like, listen, there was this guy, Riyad Mahrez, yeah? You never heard of him. Go on YouTube. Watch his first touch.
Yeah.
Watch all of that. That's the person I'm going to be talking about in the Prem. Trust me, because he doesn't get any chat.
Enough, yeah.
No
He's-
way.
He's forgotten, right?
Exactly. Nowhere near. All right. Moving on from the international football, Michael Owen had a few things to say this week as he checked in on Rio Ferdinand's podcast. I think the thing that got the most traction was around his status in the game as a quote-unquote wonder kid when he was 17, 18. And Rio asked him a question that I don't even know. I'd love to ask him, did you expect it to light the dynamite the way he did about, who else was around at Michael Owen's, who was Michael Owen's peer basically when he was 17, 18. And then he also offered his opinions on why England, may or may not progress as everyone thinks they should, as we spoke about earlier. But Adrian, you said you watched this. You watched the
clip, should I say?
Oh, you watched the clips. Yeah. So let's start with the England team piece, right? How do you feel about what he said? For those that haven't seen it, effectively, what Michael Owen was saying is that the success that the England team sees in the youth competitions, under 17s, under 18s, under 19s, doesn't transfer to the first team, largely because those players don't get the level of first team appearances and experience that they need to translate it into the adult team, to the men's team. Whereas all of those quote unquote smaller countries, they'll go back to their respective clubs and play 100 games, 150 games, 180 games, and then turn up. Yeah, they might not have been a bigger name. They might not have iconic celebrations, but they've played 150 games. And the guys that they beat at that beat them at under 19s haven't even got 80 games to their name. So what was your view on that, Adrian?
So I kind of looked into it, and I think this is Michael Owen making a play for reform as an MP, and the members there, because it's like, I was like, let me look at this. So
I don't know how
I went to the England under Euro 23 team that won it. Yeah,
under 23s.
No, the Euro 23.
Oh yeah, Euro 23.
Yeah. James Trafford.
Okay.
Where is he now?
Sitting on the bench. Well,
he was playing.
He's played 3 games.
No, hold on. Before that,
he played for Burnley in a relegated team.
But he played.
Okay.
So we're talking about him playing.
Hold on, wait. Before you carry on, Inspector Clouseau, yeah? Remember, his point is that they're not playing. He's saying they're not playing
at a high level,
a high number of games. They're not experienced. So he's saying people are going away. So hold on. They're playing their youth tournament.
Yeah.
And then from there, by the time they turn up to the men's team, they've got high number of appearances. The numbers he used were 100, 150.
Okay. Now, that's an exaggeration. Again, making a play for reform. So James Trafford, yeah?
Yeah.
Burnley played in a team that got promoted, got relegated. He's played, yeah? Is Premier League, 1 second, is Premier League one of the best, is it not the best league in the world?
Yeah.
Okay. Harwood Billis?
Yeah.
He's played, right? Okay, I'm going to move on. James Garner. Is he not playing for Everton?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. All right, Chelsea centre-back.
Who?
Levi Colwell.
Okay.
Playing, yeah. Played Club World Cup. Played European football. Must be approaching 100 games, yes? Okay. So as I went through it, I'm saying, okay, so Morgan Gibbs-White. Anthony Gordon. Yeah. Cole Palmer was in that team.
He's right,
Gomez.
Even James Garner's got 77 appearances for Everton.
No. All right, so I'm going to move on to the last teams. And Emil Smith-Rowe. How many he's played for Arsenal?
Yeah.
How many he's played for Fulham? Champions League football? Fair. So this is what I was saying. He was making a play.
So you're saying the data. Well, okay, but...
So
can I just jump in?
Yeah.
I'm not disputing what you're saying.
But I'm going to dispute anyway.
But we're playing catch up because that's only now happening. So let me finish. You've gone back to the Euro 2023, right? But what he's saying is when he was playing against those guys like 20, 30 years ago, those guys were playing against the best of Spain, the best of Germany, etc. And then because we can go back. Because remember.
No, but he spoke about now. When you done
but he's saying it's part of the problem. If we're only doing it in the last 5 years, but they've been doing it 25 years.
I'm going to even take it one more step from
you're
Key,
playing catch up. Because remember, there was the England team that lost the under-21s final to Germany. In that Germany team, they had Neuer, Ozil, Goetze, all them man there playing. They won that final, went to their first team in Germany, Dortmund, Bayern, etc., played.
Spain have just done it with their youth team. Portugal did it with their golden generation.
I understand what you're saying about Michael Owen's point in terms of recency, but you got to take it from his perspective. He's not just talking about now. He's saying the problem it has been we've done really well at the youth level, and those players have had to go to the championship to get games, where the other nations, their players were playing in their highest league and playing multiple games.
That was also England mindset back then. So they kept the best with the full team. Ozil, that Germany team, they went from the first team back down to the under-21s and played. Some of them. Check it.
No, I know. I remember.
that's it.
I remember.
So
but the only thing I would say,
that was the culture mindset. Go on.
So to be honest, I think you're both right. I think recently those things have shifted, right? So Saka, he didn't even play for the under-21s, did he? He skipped it. Yeah. Cole Palmer played a little bit for the under-21. So yeah, more of those players are playing for England younger, but I think it's a quote-unquote generational thing, because even Ryan Bruce's team, right? Yeah, don't do that, man. His team was under 17s. Yeah. They cut straight through that World Cup. I would love to see how many of the people he played with.
Foden, maybe Gahey was in that squad.
Yeah.
Not many, and that's the point we're trying to make.
No, but you're also forgetting about whether you're good enough. And that's that. You've got to be real.
I don't think he was even saying that these guys are good enough and they should be playing. I think he's saying that. I think he's basically what I took from it a little bit is, don't be fooled by those tournaments. That it's a different thing. And actually, if we're going to close the gap a little bit, the players have to play. They have to play. And I think even the guys who go abroad, Angel Gomez, all these guys, they have to play. But I think this thing of, I say too many. Premier League's the best league in the world, so everyone wants to play here. So there's that added element. But those people that come through, they need to focus on playing games. Look at the journey Gibbs White has gone on, and some of the other players to get to be playing regularly in the Premier League. That journey down to the Championship, etc. Their compatriots are playing in the top league, probably catching some Europa League, catching some Champions League in their respective leagues. So I think that's the only point he's trying to make. There's no point in winning all those tournaments and then your career stalls a little bit.
Yeah, because you're not making enough. Expecting the senior team to replicate that because the players are not getting the experience.
Yeah.
In first team football to then go on and do it at England. It's like they're doing well at the youth level, but then there's a slight blocker.
Even if we take it now, yeah. What was the last England under-21 squad? Who is dislodging anybody in the men's squad from that squad?
What? The current?
Yeah. I'm asking.
I didn't even see the last.
I think the last, I'll say the last one that's just been announced. I'm not too sure. I didn't look at it.
I haven't looked at that one.
So if I look at it now, so there's Harvey Elliott.
No.
Elliot Anderson, tick, fine. He's playing every week in the Premier League.
Won the finals you're talking about, or just the team?
No, I'm just looking at the most recent England under-21 squad. Yeah, Joe Bellingham's on his journey. Amari Hutchinson. These are all people that, at their age group, they're amazing. But I guess to his point, you need to be playing at a certain level regularly to then trouble and then affect the top team.
And again, that's unfair. And the reason why I'm saying that's unfair,
Ethan Waneri.
We don't know.
He can't even get 10 minutes in one of the biggest games of the season.
But we don't know the journey of all the players in Portugal. So it's a generalisation that he's made. Oh yeah, they're all playing top level. No, we don't know that.
No, it is a generalisation, but you can see that there's more.
How?
I think the counter...
We're not sitting there watching the Portuguese football. We're not sitting there watching all of Germany. No.
But he just talked about a fact, right? Which is the number of appearances. The counter to his argument, though, is the level of the league in the country that you're from, or where you're playing those 150 games, could have a low... Well, inevitably, unless, the Premiership is, the most competitive league right now, right? We'll say. The top 5 leagues. So if you're playing anywhere else, the barrier to entry is slightly lower. So if you're an England player and you're attached to a Prem team, your barrier to entry is higher than someone who is attached to another. He's an under-21 player and he's playing in, I don't know, Germany or Italy or France maybe. Right? A lot of young players get first team experience in France. A lot. So that is one counter to that I would have hoped Rio would have pushed back to Michael Owen. So in short, you're saying he's talking rubbish.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's
go
too
for the
far.
next.
I don't think he's too far.
Foden's must have about 200.
No, but again, you're talking about a recency thing. He's talking about a legacy.
So you
piece.
watched the whole pod, yeah? So just clarify for me. Was he talking about? So is he talking about England overall, or is he talking
the
about
situation overall?
Or is he talking about the recent piece where everyone's saying we've got to the finals? Why can't we get over the line?
Yeah, so he was saying that if you look back, we've won X, Y, Z, and he's like one of the reasons for.
He said the last two tournaments.
Yeah, he said the reasons why we can't progress is because of that. But it's a wider piece where, for over the years, the other nations have been introducing their players to first team level football sooner than what we have. So I understand what you're saying, where it's getting better.
Yep.
But it starts from them doing it sooner than what we have, and we're benefiting it.
And also not just for the creme de la creme. So not just for the Bukayo Sakas and the Phil Fodens and the Gibbs Whites. Not just for those guys. Actually, at the average, almost the average level, because in their age groups, those guys were the best of the best of the best. Mm-hmm. Right? All these guys we're mentioning now, Ifeanyi Nwaneri is thought of as one of the best players of his age, etc. Yeah. But is there also an element to what Owen is saying? Is even the guys that are tier 2 at that age group, they're going and playing first team games. But if you're tier 2 and you're in the Prem, you're not playing. You're not playing. You're not playing. You're going on loan to Championship or League One. You ain't playing. So it's one of those things where actually more people should, I'm going to go to France. I'm going to go to Germany. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's not Everton or it's not Tottenham or whatever it is, but you're playing, look at Eric Dyer. You can say what you like about him. The guy went and he played. I mean, it's not the same circumstance, but he played abroad. Andrew Gomez is a good example.
And Tomori.
Well, no, he's not getting picked for a reason that is.
But he's been picked. He's been playing.
Using,
the striker at he was at Marseille. Rowe, who just had to leave and go to Bologna. I believe it was.
Oh yeah.
So
he had a punch up with Rabiot.
Yeah, he left the system early to go and play first team ball in France. And
Sancho,
we got the final. Yeah,
so what he's doing now, Sancho.
Yeah, Bellingham.
Bellingham. What's his name? The Gittins.
Yeah.
So I guess.
So then it's back. Those players are getting minutes, and they're getting.
But they weren't getting minutes here.
We've named 10 people.
Yeah, who weren't getting minutes here. That's what.
They are getting minutes here. But
I'm saying I've moved it on a bit now. I'm saying the creme de la creme get minutes, but for the overall standard to go up. Do those guys who are not the best of the best in their age, if they were moving to other leagues, it's easier for them to play competitive every week. Do you see what I'm saying?
And by default, that raises the standard.
I know disrespect to Holland. I'm not saying Holland, innit? Go to like Italy or France.
I think the metrics are too big for this because, like I said, when you're looking at Scott, for example, who plays for Bournemouth, he was at Bristol. He played 86 games for Bristol.
Yeah, but he's at Bristol.
No, but that's at a young age. He's at Bristol, so he's playing 86 games. What, at 17?
Yeah, but these guys in these other international teams, they're not coming from the second tier teams. They're coming from their Liga, Serie A.
I'm saying that's a generalization there. But we're making an assumption. Oh yeah, like it's Rose in and getting all those minutes. Like playing in Championship at 17, 18. You're telling me that's not a big learning step.
But it's not going to get you an England call.
And it's not the lesson you need. It's not the lesson. That's not the lesson we're talking about you learning.
So what lesson are you talking about?
So that's a good learning step for your overall career into men's football. Mm-hmm. We're talking about specifically having a higher baseline of players and a pool of players to play for the England team and make it better. So there's more players who can progress the team. That's his point. Me playing at 17, 18 in Championship is great for my men's career. It's not directly correlated to me being another great talent for the England team to push on. These men will even pick players in the Championship. You could be scoring 50 goals in the Championship. You're not even... Well, too cool, Mike, because he does what he wants, yeah? But generally, you're not turning up at St. George's Park. You're not. We can look at it, but... I don't
think you can totally discredit what I was saying, basically. I know you're trying to do that, but I don't think you can.
Because I think, I know you lot have moved, or the goalpost has moved. But he was saying the players are not getting the minutes in the first team. When I've gone through the team, and now you're saying Morgan is white, isn't it?
No, but he was saying historically.
Okay, I have moved the goalpost a little bit.
The goalpost has moved.
I have moved the goalpost a little bit. I think his overall point stands... apart from the most recent generation. I would agree. I agree. But the last couple of teams, the last 4 years, he's wrong.
If we deep dive on that, we look at the Gerrards, Sol Campbell's.
Those guys didn't even play on the 21s, did they? That's why they went straight to the first team.
No, a lot of them did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But,
Francis Jefferson.
but a lot of them were playing it not when they were in the first team. They were skipping it like a lot of the players do now. Once you touch first team,
That's it.
it's very rare.
If you touch first team and you start to light up.
Yeah, it's very rare
The
that you
21s
go
never seen you.
21.
Yeah. And that's the thing that they've changed now slightly and etc. etc. But actually they're still doing that because now Foden will Harvey Elliott will never see.
All right. Let's move on from this now. So let's talk about the bit that caught everyone's ears. Yeah. I think he was asked. So, when you were 17, 18, and just for context, yeah, when Michael Owen was 17 and 18, he was busy winning the Golden Boot back to back. Once at 17, Premiership Golden Boot, and once at 18. I think he came fourth in the Ballon d'Or when he was 17, and then won it when he was 18.
Yeah.
So he's the second youngest. I'll fact check, but he's the second youngest winner of the Ballon d'Or after R9.
Yeah, and nearly beat him by like a month or something like that. He was vexed about that.
So when Rio then asked him this question, who was about your age, the reaction from Owen was a bit like, what?
But this isn't new because a couple months ago he was asked a question about who was better out of him and Fowler.
Yeah, and he said,
and he was like, me. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, why are you asking the question? He's like, don't be silly.
No, but he wasn't even like he was talking down on Fowler. He would say, look, Fowler's a good player, etc. But if you're asking, he was a better, I think it was finisher specifically or something like that.
Yeah, possibly.
He said, no, it's me. It's me. And I love that. I love the
Confidence.
It's not even confidence. The numbers are there. How can you be back-to-back Golden Boot winner at 17 and 18? That is mad. And I had totally erased all of that from my memory for some reason. In my head, the players that had kind of, especially from an England point of view, lit up the Prem at that kind of age, it was Rooney.
Yeah.
It was that, that kind of vibe. But, I mean, he said basically the only person that could talk to him at that age was R9.
Yeah.
He said even Thierry Henry said I
He was a
played
late
against him.
developer.
Yeah.
He was a late developer.
He said, Henry, when he came to the Prem, he was the best. He was better than me. Yeah. But at 17, 18, you weren't talking to me.
Nowhere near me.
You weren't talking to me. And then he's thought, but I said, well, Ronaldo, yeah, R9. I thought, wow.
Yeah. But it's facts though, innit?
No.
And like you say, people look at his career and what happened after his hamstring injury. And he even said that after that injury, I was never the same.
So I forgot the injury was so early in his career.
Yeah,
He was at 19.
He was 19. Yeah, working again. I'm going to show my age here. I was actually at Selhurst Park when he made his debut on squad.
Were you older than him?
No.
There you go.
I
All
just
right,
had to think about it. He's older than me. But yeah, I was at Selhurst Park, so I've kind of seen his career in his totality. And obviously, as a Liverpool supporter, I saw what he was doing.
Well, unfortunately, as an Arsenal supporter, I saw what he did. Look at the FA Cup final.
Yeah, at that age. And
The Argentina goal.
Yeah.
I saw the comments, his comments.
Yeah.
I was like, fair play. And I saw the fallout and people were like, he shouldn't be talking like that.
Why?
Yeah, yes, he should. And if I was him,
Wait,
I would have been talking like that sooner
Hold on, wait. Well, people were saying he shouldn't be talking like that. Why?
because of
How his
career ended and like their perception of him. And if
How
you
it
don't
ended.
see it,
He went to Real Madrid and scored 16, 17 league goals off the bench.
no, but then he came back, went to Newcastle, got the injury, went to.
But when he was fit at Newcastle, I swear I'm sure he
scored,
banged goals.
He scored everywhere, even at Stoke.
He was all right at Newcastle.
Oh yeah, he played for Stoke as
Yeah,
well.
that's why he retired. Yeah, even at Stoke, he scored goals.
The guy said, I'm playing games. The guy,
It's okay.
he scored 26 goals in 71 appearances for Newcastle.
Yeah,
Injury ravage, whatever.
Real Madrid, what was it? Real Madrid? It wasn't. I don't think it was solid. I think he had a good run of goals.
But he was coming off the bench largely, apparently. So
Yeah.
Real Madrid,
I think he got 20 goals still.
he got 16 goals.
Yeah.
All comps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear the bit when Rio asked about him going into the dressing room at Real Madrid?
You know?
So Rio was like, so when you turned up, Beckham was there, Ronaldo was there, XYZ was there. Did you feel intimidated? And he went, I turned up with a Ballon d'Or. he was like, I was meant to be there.
I love
like,
the energy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have it.
He was like, it shouldn't have been a case of did I feel intimidated? is like, do they realise what they're getting?
Yeah, facts.
And I was
That's how you
like,
have to think.
round of
To be
applause.
fair, even a little bit of, all right, let's see if you're up to the hype.
Yeah.
But I've just done 2 seasons back to back Golden Boot.
Yeah, he was like, there was no Ballon d'Ors in the dressing room when I got there.
No.
And yeah, I love
Energy.
it, man. Yeah.
Energy.
And it's like, it goes back to the whole kind of English mentality where the whole bragging. And I think that might be why he didn't do it sooner.
Yeah,
Because
and probably why he doesn't do well in the media.
yeah, because it's seen as bragging, innit? But all you're doing is listing your accomplishments. That's all he's done.
What
All he's done is
annoys me
listed
is-
accomplishments.
But what annoys me about that kid is it's not consistent. Because when Paul Scholes wants to correct Jamie Carragher and tell him, no, it's 11 Premier Leagues, etc., that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When it's those guys doing it, when it's the class of 92 and those guys doing it, it's okay. They can tell us every single week how many this they won, how many that they won. When I played in this final, the guy that actually put numbers on the board, right? And actually, in those 2 years before his hamstring injury, because if he snapped his hamstring at 19 there, that basically means we got 2 years of prime Owen. In that 2 years, he did things that certain guys can't chat to him for the entirety of their career,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So, I don't like it. I think it's nonsense. I mean, it's interesting as well because 16 goals and 19 goals them days was the kind of goals that would get you the Golden Boot.
Yeah. Mad, innit?
Joke, innit?
But yeah,
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it. I'd implore anyone to go and watch it because it's very interesting.
But to that end, then, I think we should list our top 10 wonder kids because he did make me think about it. He made me think about it, and if before that interview, I'm going to be honest, if you made me write a wonder kids list, Owen wouldn't have been in it because I just hadn't filed that data. I hadn't, right? So we're gonna do top 10 wonder kids. I'm gonna go with Adrian first because he wanted to do 5 and we said no. So I want to see how he's filled out the rest of the places. Let's go.
Let's go. Neymar.
Yes, I've got him. Should we
Bellingham.
just do differentials? Yeah. So I've got Neymar. Who?
Bellingham.
Jude.
Yeah.
Seen.
From Birmingham, shirt number retired.
No, fair. I didn't put him.
Yeah. Ronaldo.
Yep.
Yamal.
Yep.
Messi.
Nope. I didn't put him down
Mbappe.
because he didn't really,
He was 18 when he made his debut.
and then he didn't really start killing it until he was 20, 21.
Yeah, he was a toss-up on man.
Yeah, so I didn't put him down. As counterintuitive as it seems.
Mbappe.
Yes.
Pogba.
Oh.
Remember his goals were
I
making
should
on
have.
Soccer AM
No,
from
I
the
should
youth
have.
team.
I didn't.
From the
Wait.
youth
How
team.
old was he when he went to Juventus though?
I think he was like, I'm not sure. You would have to
If he
double
was
check.
any older than 19, I don't know if he can make that list still.
No, but
I'll
he-
check.
Because we were
From
talking
United.
17, 18, weren't we? But it's fine. I'm not going to...
Remember, Soccer AM, his goals were making it from the youth league.
Sekoyem is the measure now, yeah?
You know, in goal of the month. Yeah. All right. Totti.
You're gonna have to help me out with that one.
So Totti became the youngest captain ever
Of Roma.
of Roma, ever in the league.
How old was he?
I don't know. I'm not disputing it. I'm just saying I can't speak on that.
And then Rooney and Benzema.
Oh, I didn't put Benzema, but I thought again. How old is he when he scored that goal against? Because that for me, that's when the light went on
I don't
Benzema. You know the goal I'm talking about against Man United,
we
against
said
Rio, I
17,
should
18,
say.
so I don't know. Like,
But he was doing it for Leon.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
that Champions League goes when I was like, okay, all right,
okay, yeah.
these guys proper.
I think he moved to Real Madrid at 19.
Fair enough. Yeah, should have put him in there. Then.
Double.
Go on.
I think it was 19.
So I went Neymar
Yep.
at CR7.
Nah.
No,
Hold on.
because he was doing stuff at Porto.
No, he weren't.
He didn't even play for Porto.
It's like
Joke man.
Sporting. So I,
And no, he weren't doing stuff up there.
He wasn't.
It was a
this
friendly.
He did one in one
no,
friendly.
but he was.
No, he just played a
Wonder
friendly.
Kid. Was it
I'm
okay?
just- I'm-
Okay. What Wonder Kid stuff was he doing at 17, 18? Just justify your
He
selection.
was,
That's
he
what I'm
was in the
asking.
sporting team at 16 and he was being noticed. He signed for United at 17. So we said the benchmark was 17, 18.
Yeah,
And
Wonder
he-
Kid. So when we look at the bar of the people that were doing
Oh no,
big
I'm
stuff
getting more
already.
scrutiny here than he did for Totti. Like, what's happening there?
because I actually know this side of the story. I don't know Tony's story. Yeah.
So we can't say when he came to United.
Oh, hold on, let me give you my logic. What I'm
I don't
saying
care
is,
about your logic. You got my list.
that's the problem.
I don't care. Then I had R9. I've got Fowler on mine.
Of course he does.
I was thinking about the Fowler one.
I've got Fowler. Then I've got Mbappe. I've got Yamal. I've got Fabregas.
The guy's a wonder kid. In his first season for Man United, he scored 4 goals. He's got 6 goals in 40
So why
appearances.
would you know stats? Like,
You
come on.
You can't do that. I'm
Hold
with
on.
Keith on that one.
Wait.
The goals ain't
doing my list here.
the be all
Yeah,
and
I'm
all.
doing my list here.
But we're talking about wonder kids. Like, these guys put up numbers at that age. That's what made
Oh,
them different.
No, but Wonder Kid is not always just about the numbers.
By the
Like,
way,
you'll play.
we didn't put any. None of us have put defenders. By the way, just saying.
Yes, that's fine. Fabregas, Owen, Rooney, and I think just for winning the World Cup at 17, you got to put Pele.
I couldn't put Pele. I thought about Pele. I couldn't put. I
only saw
it's
on
more-
YouTube.
It's
innit?
stories.
No,
innit?
but I'm saying,
It's the
like-
stories.
That you're saying, what have you done? That's it. He was in a he was in a World Cup winning team playing at 17.
All right, I've only got 9. You know, I couldn't get to 10. So I've got Owen, Rooney, Neymar, Mbappe, Saka.
Ooh, Saka went a wonder.
I
Saka
only
was
did
a
because I
wonder
knew
kid.
Keith would get a Liverpool. Like, would get like a. I thought you were gonna try and.
I was
Someone
going to put Odegaard in. You know,
nah.
well, his journey.
No, but he didn't do it at that age. I only put Saka in because he was doing it at that age. By the time he was 17, 18, he was first team. He was scoring goals. R9, of course.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal. He's both from the planet Krypton or something. And Nelka and Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah, Nelka's a good shout, to be fair. Yeah, very good shout.
I thought about it now.
It took me a while for Nelka because not the drop off. He just didn't stay at that level as long as he should have talent wise.
He did. What do you mean? What, Real Madrid, Chelsea,
Got Bolton.
Bob.
Because he went,
Man went Bolton,
Down
West
and up.
Brom.
Yeah, but then he done his stint at Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah, true. And then for me, Cesc joining at 15, getting the team at 16.
I'm surprised you didn't have Cesc, to be honest.
Now we've got a striker bias on this when he did his Wonder Kid things, right?
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
deserve an honourable mention? There's got to be a defender. Maldini, maybe. He turned up in the AC Milan team when he was like 12 or something.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, man.
Obviously,
Yeah,
I only saw the tail end of his career, but I'm trying to think: is there anyone else? Henri was a late
Mika
bloomer.
Richards done playing.
First onto the
There's
scene.
the Maradonas and the people I didn't see. I don't know what age
Did you
guys
say
I came
Rio?
through.
Did he say Rio?
Yeah, because they were playing at 17, 18 in the first team at West Ham. But
Yeah.
the level
Joe
in
Cole.
it of, yeah.
No, but you're saying defender, so
Oh yeah, Rio came through.
Yeah, Rio was playing.
17, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ledley, how old was Ledley?
no, I think he's a bit older.
Yeah, I think he's well. Carragher was playing at 18 in the first team.
Woodgate.
I think he was a bit older as well.
I just found it interesting. I wrote my list. I said there's one midfielder, there's a couple of midfielders, and just strikers
Yeah.
all the way. All right. Well, let us know any one of the kids we've left out. I don't think we had any howlers like the last time we did a top 10. Looking at
I
Keith
stand
and
by my
Heskey.
list. And it
Shocking.
manifested because I met him. It was written in the stars. It was written in the
Not
stars.
seeing our top 10 English strikers of all time, go on our Instagram and you'll see the reaction Keith got when he mentioned a certain Emil Heskey. Big up Emil Heskey though.
Numbers don't lie.
Anyway, onto a topic that no one likes talking about, but we're going to have to because these guys are shocking every week. Howard Webber's come out and apologised to Fulham for the poor decision that ruled out
Josh King's
goal against Chelsea after what's his name, Muniz?
Yep.
Accidentally stepped on Trevor Chalobah's foot after Chalobah tried to tackle him and said it was an incorrect decision. Now, everyone by now, you've seen it, you've heard about it. We don't need to go into the incident itself. I think the wider question is, how many apologies does Howard Webb get to make before actually someone says, are you driving enough positive change at the PGMOL? Like, do you need to step down and let someone else do it? Because I don't think as fans, right, and I know we're not programmed to see anything good in referees, but if there was a genuine improvement in refereeing and the VAR thing, I think people would openly say so. Have you seen a positive improvement from Howard Webb going in? Because if you remember when he went in, everyone was like, oh, it's Howard Webb, he was a good ref, he was this, it was that, it's going to be... Have either of you seen a positive improvement in refereeing and how VAR?
I don't think, for me, the bigger issue is refereeing on the day, but I don't think we're going to see any improvement around VAR. I think communication's been a bit better in terms of them talking to the referee on the pitch, and that's been a bit smoother. But we're going to get errors like this all the time, and I don't think you could hold it against Howard Webb. It's human error.
I don't agree, but go on, Keith.
I think there's going to be no number of apologies before things change, because as far as I'm aware, they're self-regulating. So,
and this is one of the problems I have. Go on.
Yeah. So an incident happens, the referees on the day get it wrong. A couple of days later, they review it and they come out and say, yes, they got it wrong. We're going to review internally and do better next time. But as you mentioned previously on this pod, John, there's no yardstick to determine what is better. They just come out and say, we're going to aim to do better. But what are your benchmarks? What are your indicators to say that you're going to do better? Because even the incident that happened with Josh King, the people watching at home in terms of the fans, the pundits, the commentary, all unanimously agreed that the goal should have stood. But if the people in charge of the decision making can't see that it's the wrong decision to disallow the goal, where do we go from here? Yeah. And it's how do you counter that? Do you need more people in there to help them with the decision? Like, not a referee, but someone associated with football who can be like, I know you're trying to intervene here regarding this, but have you considered X, Y, Z? And even if it means VAR going from taking 90 seconds, 2 minutes to come to a decision, to it taking 3 minutes, but you get a unanimous right outcome, so they don't have to make apologies, then maybe that's something you have to do.
I think, I heard a lot of what you're saying, but I think that leads into Adrian's point. You could take 10 minutes. Humans are humans, right? I think the issue for me is largely two things. One, it's lack of transparency, right? He comes out, says sorry, and then that's it. We don't understand or hear anything about
what the process was.
Yeah, how they What is his plan to improve the consistency of refereeing? There's lots of things that are human and human based, right? But people have figured out a way to give people tools, a framework, etc., that help them perform better and be more consistent, right? In things as subjective as sport. But it just feels like he's not required to do that. There isn't even a website. I tried to go to the website and say, maybe there's a framework and there's a 9 steps. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You Google them, you just get this one page
mission
on
statement.
the Premier League website, and just talks about who they are. There's an independent review panel that looks at decisions, etc. But surely there's a bit before decisions, right? How are you helping them with the decision-making process? And I think there's a lot of confusion about the rules of the game being the be-all and end-all of it, and it's not. And that's why we get these inconsistencies of one ref 1 week says, it was direct false, or it was this false or that. How are you make it plain and easy for us? Because at the end of the day, you're refereeing the game that everyone loves, right? So you got the players, the managers, the fans. He needs to be a bit more transparent. This is where we are today. These are all the decisions. Okay, that's a number. This is what we're doing and how we're doing it to up the level. And then they can be critiqued and whatever else and blah, blah, blah. Because right now, Bruv, I think after the pundits and the journalists, referees have the minimal amount of accountability in the game.
Oh,
The least, like in terms of ratio of accountability to effect, they have the lowest. They can have so much effect on the outcome of a game, trajectory of people's careers, and their accountability and how those accountability is minimal.
yeah. They should be interviewed after games.
100%. 100%.
Like they should 100% be interviewed after games.
But then that stops.
On the 60th minute, you made this decision. Why did you make that decision?
Yeah.
At the time, I made it because of X, Y, Z. And I think that would have a more calming effect on the fallout of what happens
I agree.
Do you think?
during game. Yeah.
I don't think.
As long as it's done correctly. So I'll give you an example where that might not have been so great. Mark Clattenburg. You know how because
of how he is.
I don't know if you've seen his.
Yeah.
So
His personality.
yeah. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong, and in a few ways,
could
I
have
actually
energy.
think, you know what, you it was probably easier to survive as a referee with Mark Clattenburg's energy. I think he took it a bit too far. He tried to maybe be the first referee in Rockstar,
Yeah.
but I think there has to be a level of humility, and there has to be a level of the game's not about me. I'm just here to make sure the rules are followed.
Yeah.
But I think it would help massively. 100%.
I don't think-
Rather than Howard Webb coming out on a Tuesday and blah, blah, blah. There are some things you could say, oh, heat at the moment. But, Adrian, we see things on the screen. The referee can go in his room after, see something and be like,
Yeah. And if he came out and said, yeah, I got that one wrong, I think you can understand it a bit more. But I guess like at the minute, it just seems of what they've decided or what VAR decided to be all and end all.
why don't you think it would be a good idea, Adrian?
Because I just think ultimately the issue is going to be it's not going to change what's going on. We're still going to be complaining about the same problem that the referees are making incorrect decisions, VAR is making incorrect decisions, whether they interview after the game or 2 days after the game, it's still going to be the same problem.
But I've got another question for you. Do you think, knowing that, so I don't think that's full accountability, but even just that level of accountability of having to go and explain some of your decisions to the public straight after the game, do you think that will influence their decisions in the match?
No, because they're still held
Well, you think they'll
accountable.
just get
Because when he
used to
made
it
that decision, he got suspended from the doing VAR for Arsenal
No,
Liverpool.
the VAR guy got suspended.
Yeah, but the referee is not. He just took guidance from the from VAR.
Yeah.
That's it. So there was accountability. There was a punishment for it, and then there was an explanation. So in their eyes, we're ticking the boxes. We're giving you an answer. We're showing that actually for this poor decision, there's a punishment for it. He might be dropped down the league for a couple of games, etc.
Which doesn't help.
But it's not going
They've
to
been
resolve
doing
the
that for
problem.
years.
So
Yeah.
it's not going to resolve the So when we're sitting there, how are we going to make?
No, but I think it will help. I don't think it will solve the problem, because what I think solves the problem is that deeper stuff. So I think it will help a little bit. It will help. Maybe it might help with, and I think it might help them with because if you've already taken the sting out of it, these lot going and shouting on talk the next day, etc. If you refs come out
dulled
giving
down.
his explanation of it, in a lot of cases, I think it could take the sting out of it. In other cases, it could make it worse, especially if he goes on there to not be 100% accurate and more back is their own decision, which is a risk. But I still think at the end of the day, I think your point is true. Unless they fix it at the underneath, how are you helping these guys make better decisions more consistently? What is that frame? What is that thing? They might be doing it now, but my point is we don't know. We just got one page on the internet that tells us about a committee that looks at mistakes, right? If you don't do that bit, then they're going to be coming on and explaining way more stuff than you want them to, and then demoting the guy to the championship for a week. I've never understood. That doesn't work. And what does that say about the championship? So, and he's going to be back in the Prem in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Ego a bit bruised. Does that actually help him make better decisions?
No.
I don't think so. So I just think they need to fundamentally just change that whole PGML piece, or at least be more transparent with it so people can understand what Howard Webb is actually doing, apart from arbitrary kind of, you made a mistake, watch the tape, you're refereeing at Bolton next week and you'll be back.
But you know, like, even though it's not directly linked, I know they hide behind this data, which was like the offside one, where they were saying, "Oh, the linesmen are getting like 97% of the calls correct." So those are those are the kind of data that they hide behind. Like, well, we are doing a good job, even though that's not directly linked to a foul or misinterpretation of a obstruction or whatever it may be. But they hide behind that. They're saying, well, we're getting it right because this is what we're doing. And when we go by the letters of the law, that was the correct call. That was the right call for the red card. So last year, there might have been 12 times when we really looked at a red card or a foul or something like that, or a handball, and they've apologised. I wonder how many times he apologised last season in total out of all the games.
He even said, if you compare us to the other European leagues, our bar referrals are less than theirs, etc. I was like, that's all well and good, but they're still wrong.
But it's how you use that, right? So you can say the VAR referrals are less, but it means actually we could look at it that the other leagues are looking at it deeper to make sure they're getting better calls and making correct calls, rather than actually, we're less, so that means we're getting the calls correct all the time. No.
And unfortunately, Mr. Webb, you probably are, as a benefit of leading that organisation for the Premiership, you probably benefit from it being the Prem. So I'm sure your colleagues look at you like, hold on, you've probably got more resources than I have. You lot are probably better paid than we are, etc., etc. And so you don't get to use that as a measure. This is meant to be the creme de la creme, right? We're supposed to have the best players in the Prem, meant to be the most competitive, blah, 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 blah. The refereeing, even if you just want to take all the fan stuff, all the conspiracy theories aside, nobody can objectively say the standard of refereeing has improved, right? Even if you take out VAR altogether, just the decisions that made in the first place. And I actually think that doesn't help VAR. I think VAR look worse than it is because the referees aren't getting any better.
Yeah.
They're not at all. But yeah, anyway, let's see. I again, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know who they're, it's some mystical secret group member, but referees and the organizational, structure refereeing gets away with absolute murder. We've seen bigger, the FA's been shaken up more times. The PGMO just crack on, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, next week, the Prem is back. We'll be back to business. Full program. No Friday games. No Monday games. Every game on Saturday or Sunday, which would be good.
Oh yeah, because Europe's back the following week.
Yeah. So it makes a nice change. Yeah. Arsenal kick off the weekend with a 12:30 game at Forest.
At Forest.
Sorry, at Emirates. Oh. Who are Liverpool playing? Where's Liverpool's new?
Burnley away.
Liverpool. We'll see if Isak will play. Whether he starts, I want to see what he does with Ekitike. Has he fit all the pieces in? He's got a nice problem. We'll see how many DMs Arteta fits into the team. How many centre backs he can fit into the team.
Is it Manchester Derby this weekend as well?
Yes, that's the second Sunday game. You know how Sky don't mess around with the scheduling, bruv. 4:30 Sunday, Manchester City versus Manchester United. You guys are Sunday as well. Liverpool, Burnley. Any other notable games that weekend? No, I don't think so. Run-of-the-mill stuff elsewhere. So yeah, we'll be back to take a look at those games and any other news that's happened in the week. Right, boys. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.